welcome to Green Scholar. If you understand the subject, do like and share the channel. Thank you. Hello everyone. So today we will study about the types of roots. Okay, in last lecture we have studied about the structure and basic functions of the root. Okay, so if we see the types of roots, you will first find the most important type of root, which generally very common. Okay, that is called as the taproot system. Okay, taproot system, how you will identify the taproot system? There is a primary root, and to this primary root there are the secondary roots will be there. Okay, secondary, and then it will develop into the tertiary roots. Okay, so a well developed primary root arises from the radicle and gives rise to the lateral branches, and it is very common in like mustard, gram and pea and hibiscus plants. Okay, second type of root, that is the fibrous root system. Okay, fibrous root, a kind of a fiber like structure, hair like structure you will observe. Okay, where primary root is very short lived and replaced by many thin hair like root, okay, of equal size. Okay, and this you will find in wheat, rice, maize, onion. You can say that they are very common in the monocots. Okay, and the third type of root is the adventitious roots. Here you will find that the root arises from the many parts other than the radicle. In taproot system, okay, you will find that roots are being arise from the radicle, while here in adventitious the origin of the root is shifted, either it is from the stem or the leaf, and the example are the grass, okay, banyan and sweet potato. Okay, so these are the three major type of roots. Now we will see the modification of root. So in modification, the first modification is based on the storage of the root. Like if the root are modified for the storage purpose, okay, storage of reserve food material or carbohydrate or any nutrient, okay, so for that, if it is being modified, then they are called as storage root. For that, the first example or first type is called as conical root, where the root is of cone like structure. Okay, so and the best example is carrot. Cone, you can imagine ice cream cone where the root same like that, the root is being modified over here for the storage purpose. Next is fusiform. Okay, in this you will find that it is like at the base it is not that much tapering. Okay, and it is a little bit different from the conical, and the tip is little bit rounded. Okay, so that is nothing but called as a fusiform. Okay, next is a napiform, where root is totally changed into a spherical or a round shape. Okay, very common example is beetroot or a turnip. Okay, so that is the napiform. And the third is tuberous. Okay, where both the end are the tapering and they are tube like, okay, irregular shapes. An example is the sweet potato. Okay, the third type of modification which is generally seen is the supporting roots. Okay, the name itself says that when the roots develop for the supporting the whole plant, okay, that is nothing but called as supporting roots. So first type of supporting root is prop roots. Okay, and best example is the banyan, where you will find that roots are being developed from the stem itself. Okay, stem itself, and you will find that these roots, okay, later on turn into the larger stem or a trunk shape. Like if you go to Kolkata, you will find that there is a botanical garden in which like the oldest banyan tree is there, where you will not able to make out that which is the stem and which is the root. Okay, second type is the stilt root, very commonly seen in maize and sugarcane, where from the base of or from the nodal region which are present at the base, such type of root like structures will be there, and that is nothing but called as stilt root. Okay, third type of modification for the supporting root is buttress roots. Very commonly you have seen this type of root. Okay, here the picture is very smaller, but you might have seen a very big large old trees where you will find such type of modifications are there. They are nothing but called as buttress root, which supports the plant whole tree structure. Okay, third is respiratory root. Okay, in last lecture also I have mentioned that what are the respiratory roots. It is one of the modification in the water-logged condition if the plants are growing, especially in the mangrove in plants. Example is Avicennia, okay, where the roots just come out and develops in lenticles which help for the exchange of gases. Okay, lenticles are nothing but the openings or pneumatophores which are present on the surface of these. Okay, and the fourth is the climbing root, very commonly found in in your house. You might have a plant that is money plant, or in the beetle leaf you will find that there are aerial roots which are being developed, okay, which help the plant to support and to climb, okay, for the sunlight. Okay, so that is nothing but the climbing roots. Okay, so and one of the root that is called as absorbing root or epiphytic root. Okay, in this the best example is in the orchids, which the roots just absorbs the moisture present in the air. Okay, so that is nothing but called as epiphytic roots or absorbing roots. And the last type of modification of the root which is generally found in plants, okay, like ascuta, the roots just penetrate in the host tissue, okay, and that's why it is called as parasitical roots also, which penetrate in the host tissues and absorbs the water and the nutrient. And the part which just penetrates, okay, that is nothing but called as hostorium. Okay, so these are the simple modification of the roots. You can have the screenshot of this. Thank you. If you like the channel, do like and subscribe. Thank you.